Hello all, welcome to this new session of LME Linux Made Easy, and I'm Sajid here. Today we're going to have a quick look at three commands. The first one is make directory or mkdir. The second one is rmdir or remove directory. The third one is make temporary file or mktemp. So the usage is quite simple. I've just mentioned what each command does in this small slide that I've created. So make directory is nothing but used to create a new directory. You can change the file modes when you're creating the directory, and remove directory is just the opposite of make directory. It's going to remove or delete a directory from your file system. And make temp can be used to create either a file or a directory, which is going to be a temporary file. So these are three very useful commands that you are going to use in the Linux system on a daily basis. So let's go do some examples. First of all, I'm going to create a new directory which is called Apple. So I'm going to use the mkdir command, and I'm going to type in Apple. That would be my directory name. So if I do a listing and grab Apple, you can see that I've just created a directory called Apple. So you are now well familiar with how to use make directory command, and there is one more very useful parameter that you might want to use with make directory command. This particular parameter is used to set the file modes when you are trying to create a new directory. So if you look at the man page for make directory, you can see a parameter called m, which is the GNU parameter, and the parameter m, which is the Unix parameter, and double hyphen mode, which is the GNU parameter. So using this parameter, we can actually set up the file modes, the directory modes when we are trying to create a new directory. Let's have a quick example now. So I'm going to create a directory named Orange, and I'm going to grant read, write and execute permissions for all the users on this particular folder, that's Orange. So if I do a listing of the directory that I've just created, you can see that the directory Orange has got read, write, execute permission granted to all the users. This is not recommended, but I've just done that as a part of this example. So the next command that I would like to introduce would be the remove directory command. First of all, let me remove the Apple directory that I've just created, and if you do a listing, you can see that Apple is no more. The directory is just deleted. Before deleting the Orange directory, I would like to go inside the directory and just create a file inside the directory. The file that I've just created is named file1, and I want to go back to the parent folder, and I want to delete the Orange folder and all the files and folders inside that particular folder. So this is nothing but a recursive deletion. So I'm going to use the rmdir command, and let me type Orange. Okay, you will get a warning message, an error message, because the Orange directory is not empty. It has got some files inside it. So we cannot use the remove directory command in this case, but I would instead use another command called remove. Remove command is nothing but the command used to delete files, but if I'm using the remove command with parameter r, then we can delete directories and all the subdirectories inside that directory. So if I type remove hyphen r space orange, it's going to delete the orange directory and get rid of it from the system. So so far we have dealt with the three commands: the mkdir command, the remove directory command, and the remove command. So the next command that I would like to introduce is make temp, which is nothing but mktemp command. It's a very simple command, but a very handy command at the same time. It's used to create new temporary files inside your Linux file system. So I want to create a new file, say file, but since this is a temporary file, the mktemp command would expect 2 or whatever number you may want to put x after a dot after the file name that you want to create. So these are the random bits that mktemp command would automatically populate just to make sure that the file that you are going to create is a unique file which won't contradict with any other files in this particular directory. So the 3x that I've put after the dot is nothing but 3 random digits which the mktemp command would automatically populate when it executes. So let me press enter on the keyboard. So you can see the file that the mktemp command has just created for us. It is nothing but file dot capital C lowercase u and capital T. So this is the file that we have just created. If you use the mktemp command with the D parameter, you can create directories too. So let's do the previous example, but in this case I'm going to create a directory named file dot blah blah blah. That blah 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 would be filled at the time of execution of this particular command. So you can see the parameter D, which I have used with mktemp command, which is just to convey the message that we are intending to create a directory and not a file. So in this case what we got is file dot e capital U and number 0. So this is nothing but a directory. So let me do a listing of this particular directory that I am currently located. And you can see that the first file that we have created using mktemp is a file, and you can understand that by the hyphen at the very end, at the very beginning of the list command. So if it is just a hyphen here at the very beginning, you can make sure that it is just a file and not a directory. But with the second file that we have got here, that is file.e capital U and number 0, it is nothing but a directory and not a file. You can confirm that by the D letter that you can see at the very beginning here. So we know how to create temporary files and temporary directories, and before I quit, I just want to give you one more usage of this maketemp command. Suppose that you want to create a temporary file inside the temp folder of your file system. That means the directory or the file that you are creating with mktemp is supposed to be automatically deleted when this particular system is shutting down. So in this case I would use a parameter temp directory, that is two hyphens followed by tmpdir. This is to convey the message to the mktemp command that we are trying to create a new file or folder inside the actual temp directory of your file system. So let's create a file. I'm giving 3x after the dot, just to make sure that there are 3 random digits after file. Alright, so the command gave us an output temp forward slash temp forward slash file dot u small l and caps Y. It means that the file that we have just created has gone to the temp directory. If you want to see that, just navigate to the temp directory and do a listing and grab file. You can see the file that we have just created. This particular file will be deleted for sure when we shut down our Linux system. So that's all for today. We have learned 3 commands and their usage, and if you have any doubts, please feel free to post a comment. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.